Hello everybody and welcome back to another video for the day. We are heading back into r/AmITheDevil, and if you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Also, if you guys would like to save 10% on your next order of gamer subs, use code Tommy at checkout, or click the link down below. It'll automatically apply the discount to your transaction, and it helps support the channel. Am I the a-hole for disagreeing that I shouldn't wear shorts because a girl finds me wearing them uncomfortable? Hi y'all, I am someone who has always been wearing shorts my whole life. I've always worn shorts for every weather, going to the gym, going out, training, anything. So, today my cousin messaged me and told me not to wear shorts tomorrow. We're all meeting up at her place, and I asked why. He told me that his girlfriend finds it uncomfortable that I wear shorts. I don't mind not wearing shorts, as it's her house at the end of the day. I ended up messaging her, asking to better understand her. She told me she personally has felt uncomfortable when I have worn shorts because of the positions that I sit in. She said it shows my thighs and a bit more higher up, which I was like, what the heck? My shorts grow up to my knees, but that's okay. She didn't know how to tell me, so told my cousin to tell me. She said that she wanted to tell me from her perspective, but also said that she's not looking there directly, but when seen by accident, she's had to look away. What the heck does this mean? My shorts go up to my knees, literally. I have worn shorts in front of her several times. I literally wear shorts all of the time. I just found it so weird. So I spoke to one of my other cousins. He said that if a girl said me wearing shorts make her uncomfortable, I need to firm it and stop wearing shorts. I was like, what the frick? He said that I'm not being a man, and if I made someone uncomfortable, I need to compromise. I said this is not similar when a guy tells a girl not to wear like a crop top, for example, and he ends up saying they're completely different with crop tops being normalized. For girls to show guys like it's natural. He told me to say sorry that I made her uncomfortable and all. He was saying that I'm not being a man, and if I don't care that I made a girl uncomfortable and not willing to change, then he doesn't know what to say. I was honestly like so baffled as he just kept on saying that I needed to change and stop wearing shorts. Just deal with it and stuff and say sorry. So what do you think? Am I the a-hole for completely disagreeing? I'm happy to not wear shorts, as it's her house at the end of the day. But telling me not to wear shorts because you are uncomfortable is crazy, no? Why do I need to change what I wear to accommodate someone else? Am I being the a-hole and arrogant here? Edit. Hi all, thanks for the response. Quite an eye-opener. To clarify a couple of things, this follows. Yes, I do wear underwear underneath. No way on earth that I never don't. A lot of people are calling me the a-hole because they think that I'm showing my junk purposefully. Absolutely not. No way in heck. No, that is disgusting, and no. Lastly, the majority of the comments are saying that my giblets may have been showing because of the positions that I sit in. However, why I am confused is that I have worn those shorts several times in front of my friends and family, sitting on the couch, swings, grass, floors, etc. If they had ever shown, I would be told 100%. I would also 100% know too, because even when sitting down in any position, I make sure to adjust my shorts. My family would 100% tell me that they can see. I have had these shorts for time and have worn them several dozens of times. So, the giblets are not showing at all. I wear underwear under there too. In the case that I am wrong, I have worn these shorts for time. No one has ever told me anything. Just to experiment, I have worn that shorts and sat on my chair across the mirror to see. Even when trying, it shows nowhere near my giblets area. If anything, the max it shows is my upper quads. Also, recently we all met up and we were chilling. There were so many of us, and I wore that shorts and sat on the sofa. However, no one even said anything, and I 100% would have been told. The girls would have mentioned it too, 100%, but have not even. I asked one of my friends if they have ever seen anything, or the girls, and he literally said no, they haven't mentioned anything at all. Also, he has sat across from me many times, and would 1,000% tell me literally. I have asked my friend literally, and he has said no, like I mentioned. All I was told is, because I have made her uncomfortable, I shouldn't wear shorts. That is all. I have not been told by my cousins that I have ever exposed myself. It is literally just one person, the girl, saying it. This is why I thought that it was weird. But everyone, thank you very much for your responses. We'll be even more mindful when I sit. As somebody who is quite literally wearing shorts right now, there isn't any way that anybody complains about you wearing shorts unless you are doing something that very much has them visible. So just because nobody is telling you right then and there does not mean that it is not visible. They just don't want to make you feel embarrassed. God forbid they have a little bit of respect for you. And also, as somebody who wears shorts, really nothing gets popping out unless you are very much trying to spread eagle or some shit like that. I don't really know how in the world you're able to do it, but for some reason you're able to. And if it is the shorts that are the reason that that happens, then it probably is time to get a new pair of shorts. But also, there's nothing wrong with boxer shorts or whatever the, tighty-whitey halfway mix. There's nothing wrong with those. Try those. And trying to compare it to women's, yeah, well, I'm fairly certain having somebody where they're sitting and their coochie be on display, I feel like people would mention that too. You don't have somebody say that you doing this makes them feel uncomfortable unless they have a reason to. If you've worn those pants for so long and they're just torn to shreds, please just consider getting new ones. I, 37F, really do not want my daughter, 20F, to move back in with me, and my husband and other kids. Edit. Thank you all for your thoughts and help. Many of you were very helpful, and I truly appreciate that, including the harsher critics. However, there are some comments here that have perhaps misread or assumed the worst of me, and those are painful to hear. I will not be reading any more comments. I feel terrible, but I need your help. I had my daughter when I was only 17. It was not planned, and her dad left us pretty much immediately. But I was determined to be a good mother. And I think I mostly was. She was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. She made me feel like I have a real purpose in life. Eventually, when she was old enough to be in kindergarten, I went to college and got a degree and started a successful career. We were very, very close. She was my only friend, and we did everything together. I was also broke, so we shared a small one-bedroom apartment, so we slept in the same bed for almost all of her life. I don't think we spent more than 6 hours apart from the time that she was born until she was 13. She maybe saw her dad 6 times in that period. In hindsight, it was a little strange, but we were both happy. That is until I met my now husband when she was about 11. She had a really hard time with it, which I expected. I didn't date it at all, as she was growing up, and she got 100% of my attention. Still, I had no idea how badly it would impact her. At first, I just thought that it was some sort of growing pains. She was also hitting puberty, but I did send her to therapy after a few incidents. For example, when my husband and I got married, a small affair at City Hall, nothing big, she ran off into the city and we spent a few hours looking for her instead of enjoying our tiny wedding. Then, about a year later, I told her that I was pregnant, and she had a literal conniption. She broke a bunch of stuff in our house, and my husband had to stop her from striking me. She eventually calmed down. She didn't leave her room for 48 hours. Apparently, during that time, she was able to get online and find her father, and requested to live with him. I begged her not to. He was basically a stranger, but she did it anyway. I even tried to get the courts involved, and they told us that he could have split custody. But in the end of all the fighting, I realized that it was probably better if I gave her some space. in hopes she'd come home once the baby was born and she had some time. That did not happen. Her father dumped her on her paternal grandmother after a few months. He's a bad person, and she lived with her from 14 to 18. She rarely called me or returned my calls, and I literally had to stalk his family, and even girls from her high school, on Facebook, just to know that she was alive and well. We reconnected a bit last summer, when she finally started taking my calls again, and she came to visit for a few weekends. I was really ecstatic. I love her so much. I now have 3 other kids, and at first I thought that we'd all be a big, happy family. But then she came to visit us for an extended time over winter break, and it was a horrid experience. She yelled at the kids, including my 8-month-old. She was constantly using Jewel even during dinner, broke things by accident, and generally was just sort of unpleasant and never kind. I realized that she's been through a lot, and I would still love for us to be close again, more than anything. And now she is asking to live with us more permanently while we quarantine, and she wants to head back to school. I do not want this. How can I say no without throwing our relationship back into the gutter? I am willing to work with her, but I don't think that I can go straight into quarantine like this. TLDR, I was a single mother whose daughter had a hard time when I married and ended up moving in with other family. Now she's back, and I'm overjoyed. But it is much different, and than I expected, and I don't know how to move forward. But I didn't want her living with me full time. Something about this just feels very suspicious and makes me think that you're leaving out parts of it to make yourself look better than you actually are. Like one of the people in the comments mentioning that why didn't you fight when the father abandoned her at the grandmother's house? That part not being there definitely feels a little odd. Am I the a-hole for saying that my sister has a victim complex? Hi everyone. There's a lot to say, so I will try to make it as short as I can. Yeah, a bit of a heads up, they do everything except that. I, 16, got into a fight with my sister, Emily, 20, and now she isn't speaking to me. I need to know if I'm in the wrong. My sister, Emily, has suffered from depression since she was 16, but after a year, she did seem to get better. I also think that she has OCD, but I'm not sure. For some context, my sister is the oldest of 3. Her, me, and my sister. She has been somewhat of a mother to me and my younger sister. Our parents used to fight a lot, and she remembered the most and always protected us. She has always been academically gifted and have gotten amazing grades, and even got into a prestigious university. So our parents have a lot of high expectations on me and my younger sister, thanks to her. Now, about me. I've been bullied in school, and it just seems to be the magnet for fake and horrible people. I couldn't really tell anyone about it, not even my sister. My sister would always snap at me, and she wasn't available for me when I was younger, and sometimes I deeply resent her for it. When I would ask her to hang out or go out, she'd always claim that she's busy studying for exams, or she didn't even have time, even though she'd always be talking to her best friend on the phone. I brought this up with her one time, and she snapped and brought up the few times that she did hang out with me, and the times that I would join her and her friends. She also brought up that she was constantly stressed and studying, and she deserved to talk to her friend on the phone. I ended up apologizing because she ignored me for 3 days straight, even though all I wanted was to spend time with her. Anyways, flash forward to 2020. She was 16 and I was 12. The pandemic was extremely hard on the family. My sister went into severe depression, and there were days when she didn't get out of bed. She also developed an eating disorder, and my mom was constantly worried about her. I will admit, it didn't annoy me seeing how much my mom was stressing over her. I really wanted her to move out. I discussed with my friend how she was manipulative, as anytime I'd have an issue, she would just make herself a victim. I'd also get annoyed that I was dealing with a lot in middle school. I was bullied by my crush and a lot of my peers. My mom didn't notice as she was too busy fretting over my sister, and my sister wasn't there for me either. I started to hurt myself, and I even wanted a way out. It was really dark, and I was completely alone. I pushed through it, though, with the help of my best friend. Eventually, my sister got better, and I started high school. We did get closer once we started attending the same school. She became more attentive and always listened to me. One day, I fell out with my best friend, who got me through everything, and I was in a really dark place. I was also badly bullied in high school by girls, and had a lot of fake friends. I had experiences with a guy making horrible comments towards me. My sister was there for me, and it brought us a lot closer. She'd stay up late to talk to me, and she would do small things to brighten my day. She also went into meetings with teachers, and dealt with most of the bullying. Anytime I got into fights with friends or had meetings with my teachers, my sister would be the one to deal with it. I opened up to her a lot about my struggles, and she apologized to me for not being there. She was just going through a hard time. My sister was the only one who knew about me hurting myself. She kept it a secret, as I insisted, but she said that she wanted me to get some sort of counseling, or at least come to her when I had urges. I started to care for her more and adore her, even though I was still resentful of all the times that she wasn't there. I also have a really complicated relationship with my younger sister. I do admit a lot of it is on me. I lash out on her a lot anytime that she is immature. Looking at her makes me angry, as she is a constant reminder of the fact that I was forced to grow up while she gets to be happy and a kid. I also do feel some jealousy for how close she is with my older sister, and how good their relationship is. On to now. My sister started attending a prestigious university 2 years ago. We are all super proud of her. However, she started developing some annoying habits. Me and my sister share a room, and she is constantly telling me to clean up, and she hates the mess. For context, it's not a mess. I need everything spread out and in front of me. Otherwise, I'll forget things. I can't help it, and things clutter up, and she doesn't understand that. She just keeps nagging me. One day, she broke down crying about it, and we got into a fight. After that fight, she doesn't really bother me about it. She has pulled away more and become a lot more quiet. She stays out very late and doesn't come home until 9. When she comes home, she starts studying straight away and does her night routine. She barely speaks to anyone. She does hang out with a lot of her friends. She does have good friend circles, though I really am happy for her, as she didn't really like talking to people or making friends. A lot of stuff has happened with our family and extended family, and my mom has been through a lot, so my sister and I have constantly been there for her. Like, really bad stuff. My granddad also passed away, and it hit the family really hard, especially my mom, who's been a shell of herself. This is where my relationship with my mom started to get worse, and she has not been the same. We also fell out with a few family members, and this also hit my mom hard. My sister and I supported my mom through this. Sometimes it got too much, and I had to take a step back. I was going through a lot of school again and started getting picked on again. Only this time, I didn't have my sister in school with me. I had a big falling out with a new friend group, and I was also having issues with my boyfriend at the time. He was so sweet and loving before, but our friendship turned bitter. It led me to attempting. I didn't want anyone to find out, so I went to my sister and she took me to A&E. I was terrified of my parents finding out, but my sister said that she has to help them. Things have gone too far. She helped smooth things over with my parents, but my relationship with my mom suffered. My life became a black hole. Things with my boyfriend got worse when I found out that he was being friendly with the people who led me to attempt, and my sister never liked my friends or my boyfriend. But I snapped. They actually liked being around me, unlike her, and she never said anything back. My boyfriend started to pull away more, And eventually, I got so sick of the bullying that I started beating up my bullies. I ended up getting suspended, and my sister helped me move schools. I had a new identity and a fresh start. I was happier in my new school, but lately I've been having a few problems with my friend groups. One of the girls is annoyingly insecure, and she always puts me down and diminishes my problems. She always talks about herself, and I get tired of it. I talk to my sister about it normally, and she listens and gives me advice, but lately she's been really unbothered about everything. She replies with one-worded answers, and she doesn't care much about what I have to say. It's frustrating, as she normally listens to everything I have to say. I have no idea what's going on with her. I hate it when she is like this, as she is the only person that I trust, and the only person I can talk to properly. Anyways, here's where I might be the a-hole. We both got really sick, and she had a university exam that she had to go to. The exam center is around an hour away, and it was winter. I asked her if she could get me something from the corner shop if her exam went well. If not, it was fine. She came home a few hours later, and I asked if she got me anything, and she replied no, coldly. I was taken aback, and I asked how her exam went. She shrugged and went up to her room. She went straight to sleep. I just brushed it off, and I started talking with my friends. I was thinking a lot about my ex, and I decided to cut him off completely. I blocked his number. It was really hard for me, and I started crying. I texted my sister about it, but she didn't respond. The next day, we were talking, and I jokingly said, "I was crying, and you didn't come down to comfort me." It was like a switch flipped. She started going crazy and saying that she had to do an exam while she was sick, and I didn't even ask how it went. I did, and all I cared about her getting me is a snack. She also started bringing up other incidents, like when she broke up with her boyfriend. She was crying her eyes out in front of me, but I ignored her. I tried to explain that I didn't know what to do, and she normally deals with her problems alone, or she'd rather talk to her friends. This made her even more angry. She also mentioned how even when she was going through a hard time, she'd put it aside and be there. Like when she was anxious for her driving test, she put it aside to comfort me about my boyfriend. I got angry at her throwing my boyfriend and past in my face. And she knows that I've been to therapy and talked about him is hard. She started saying things like how I always get myself into trouble, and how I always expect her to deal with it. I have never expected her to do any of this. She just does it. Also, I got angry at her saying this when I was bullied. I got so mad at her, and I told her that she had a victim complex. She always thinks that she's the victim, and she's the only one going through things. She thinks that no one else has any problems. She completely shut down and just stormed off. It's been days and she hasn't spoken to me. She looks like a ghost. My mom is furious with me for what I said to my sister. My dad is on my side. He told my sister to just let it go. She started ignoring him too. I don't know what to do. Am I the a-hole? Sorry if the timeline is inconsistent. I'm just blurting things out. But with that, that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye!